My name is Michael Dana. In 2008, I was diagnosed with a rare brain cancer, and after 6 years, I was cancer-free. But the ordeal left me changed, with a different outlook on life and a new sense of priorities. While still recovering, I earned a degree in economics from UNC Chapel Hill. My studies taught me to analyze data and open my mind to see things differently. I also started formal training in the martial arts to better defend myself and use it as a means of extreme physical therapy. Since then, I've obtained black belts in 3 martial arts. I own and run a martial arts school and have logged over 51 teaching hours. To my friends and family, I'm a simple business owner. But to the martial arts world, I'm something else. I am Sifu Mike, and this is Dragon Theory.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I am here to talk to you about the brain and how I think it works. So in order to keep this video short and sweet, I'm going to launch right into it, and we're going to be talking about how memory works in, like I said, working on the brain and the mind. Alright, so what I want you to do, and we're going to use a computer analogy for this thing to try to simplify what is really kind of a complex subject, right? So I'm going to try to bring it all down and try to make it as easily understood as I can. So also why I'm going to be sectioning out this video in parts, because it could be a very long one, right? So I want to make easily digestible pieces, right? So using a computer analogy, I want you to think of your brain, of the human brain and the human mind, essentially, as a computer hard drive, right? A computer hard drive. Now, hard drives are not capable of storing files of the same format and same file name in the same spot. Alright, so you can either be exactly the same format with different names, or they can be different names, the same name, or different formats. Sorry, a little bit dyslexic. That's another thing. That's a whole nother video as far as how the brain perceives that. But you kind of get the idea. It cannot have multiple files, 2 or more files in the same location that are of the same format and the same file name. It simply doesn't do that. And it's more because of efficiency and try to reduce redundancy and not take up as much space, right? So when a person is young, and I'm talking like kids, like little kids, right? Their brain, their mind is still developing, right? And so they don't quite have the routine and the structure that adults do, because they can't actually form it, right? That's why they love structures, because they can't form it at an early age. They have to learn how to do that, but before that, their mind is essentially just taking in all of the information, considering it new, right? And so they're just making files everywhere, and their brain's just cluttered. Everything's a new file, even if it's the same format or same name or whatever like that. So like school is like grade school, this level, this level, this level, this day, this day, this day, everything is new. And it's not until they get older that they start to kind of organize and form these routines and put things in different places, right? So when you get older, think of, say, job. Let's use that. When you get a job, right, that might be one file. And the file name would be like first job. Okay, so whenever you go to that job, your brain, your mind, opens up that file and runs the file of job. Now, that thing's going to be the same because you're always doing the same thing. And it's not until you get another job that you have another file. So it could be the same format, job, but the name will be second job. Okay, because it is different. So your brain is forming a different file because of a different event in your life. But when you're young, everything is new, right? So when you get older, you get this routine, and you get just the set number of files, and only creating the files that are outside of your routine. Okay, that is really why older people tend to think, oh man, time has flown by. Where did it go? It's because you're not doing a whole lot of stuff outside of your routine. Your brain's only going to keep the stuff and remember the stuff that is inside or outside of your routine. Okay, so like the holidays or the big events or just different events that are different from what they do every single day. That's why they feel like, oh man, where all of the years have gone by? Because their brain's not going to bother trying to occupy itself with remembering every single thing every single day, right? It doesn't want to get itself cluttered up. It wants to work efficiently. It doesn't want to record redundancies, right? It's basically lazy in that respect, all right? That's one of the things to think about. Is the human body is inherently lazy, right? It doesn't want to work as hard, so it's like it's not going to go through the mess of trying to remember something that it already did, if that makes sense. So it's not creating as many files. That's why when people get older, they have a tendency not to remember as much because they're actually not doing as much or as many different things as when they were younger, right? Even if when they were younger, they did pretty much the same stuff all the time, their brain didn't realize that. So their brain thought, hey, it's a new thing, it's a new thing, it's a new thing. They're always recording these new events, these new memories, right? And so you have these, like I said, files. Young person, their brain is just cluttered with all kinds of files and everything. The adult, though, gets more organized, gets that routine going, right? Tries to be more efficient with what it has, and kind of lines things up and it's like, oh, I'm not going to record stuff, I'm not going to make the new memories of things that I already did. So it's going to be something that's outside of that, okay? Which is really why I try to find as many different ways of doing the same thing, especially for adults, because it's like, hey, I know you're getting bored doing this one thing, but now we're going to do this thing, which just so happens to be another way of doing that one thing, right? So they reinforce that one thing by creating multiple files of like the same format kind of deal. So just tracking with me on that one. So that is really how the brain operates as far as memory is concerned in a very, very simplistic way. And that's really how it relates to, like I said, when people get older, they have a tendency not to remember the stuff that is inside their routine because they are very strict. Now, the people who have no routine, they have a tendency to remember all the kind of stuff. Their brain is always working, so it's recording new information as it comes in, okay, because it's different than what they're used to, right? That's one of the reasons why I like jobs that always have me interacting with a new person all the time, because that's new information, all right? It's going to be a different file in my mind, in my little computer viewfinder thing, my hard drive kind of deal. So that is going to be how you remember stuff. If you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe because I got even more. And definitely check out tkfmma. Also, check out thedragonmethod.com. Alright, thedragonmethod.com. It's my website for all kinds of cool stuff. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you stuck around and watched the whole thing. And hope you learned something, because knowledge is a big thing. Knowing is half the battle.